This news update is brought to you by This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today news update for Thursday, September the 18th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good morning. Barbados's debt service costs are currently among the highest of all sovereigns rated by Moody's investors. In its latest credit outlook for Barbados, the global rating agency also put the 2014 GDP, that's gross domestic product, at an estimated US $4.3 billion. The agency also revealed that the gross financing needs will total more than 30% of GDP in 2014 and 2015, and the government may start borrowing by the fourth quarter of this year or the first quarter of next year. Moody's cautioned too that the debt to GDP will rise above 100% in 2015. With Barbados being rated at B3 negative, the Investor Service Agency also warned that authorities continue to struggle with the significant fiscal pressures and a stagnant economy, which have increased gross borrowing requirements and led to a heavy reliance on short-term debt that elevates refinancing risk. Defend your school at all times. That's the strong advice from Chairman of the Frederick Smith Secondary School, Herbert Reefer. Addressing the school's 35th anniversary function yesterday evening, Reefer told students they should always defend their institution whenever someone says anything negative about it.
You can only say bad things about your school. If you do bad things, then you'll have something to say negative about your school. So be proud of your school. Guard its reputation fiercely. Do not let people put the schools in the mud, right in the mud.
Sylvester Mason is a hero today, at least for a young woman whose bag was snatched while at the Lower Green bus stop on Princess Alice Highway yesterday afternoon. Mason was among a group of people who pursued the culprit. This is what he had to say.
A fella just snatched the lady's bag, so I run behind him and hold him and get the bag from him. I was stirred, so I had to let go. So that was about it.
The young woman did not want her name to be used, but she said she was thankful for Mason's intervention. Hats off to you, Sylvester Mason.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
To the big story on the regional scene now, the Jamaica government confirms 31 cases of the chikungunya virus, with indications that it's spreading. In a statement to Parliament yesterday afternoon, Minister of Health Dr. Fenton Ferguson said that a national cleanup day to raid communities of breeding sites for the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which spreads the disease, is on the cards. Ferguson says that while 31 cases have been confirmed, there are another 194 suspected cases. And finally, on the international scene, the U.S. House of Representatives has approved President Barack Obama's plan to train and arm the moderate Syrian opposition taking on Islamic State. The vote, passed by a large majority in the Republican-controlled House, is expected to be adopted in the Senate. The endorsement came after President Obama repeated that he would not be committing American combat troops to ground operations in Iraq.
America can make a decisive difference. But I want to be clear. The American forces that have been deployed to Iraq do not and will not have a combat mission. They will support Iraqi forces on the ground as they fight for their own country against these terrorists. As your commander-in-chief, I will not commit you and the rest of our armed forces to fighting another ground war in Iraq.
And that's how we end our 7 a.m. Barbados Today update. You can join us again at noon. But in the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay in supermarkets and gas stations near you to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by